Welcome to another episode of Bracket Up. We are today and throughout the rest of this week going through and doing something a little bit special for you guys. We've created a handful of our own end of year lists, and we've got everybody on Bracket Up in today's episode. But the topic is going to be the worst Bracket Up mistake of 2020. Something that maybe somebody disagreed with, a winner that we don't think should have won, a loser that should have won, etc., etc. We've got 7 people on the chat. And real quick, I'll introduce everybody and we can get started. Next to me is the biggest mistake, Andy Misek. Andy, you're doing great as always, I'm sure.
I'm surprised nobody put me on this bracket. Just Andy's existence.
Ouch. Next to Andy, where the money resides, it's Julian Griffin, right in his wallet.
I don't know nothing about that, but Jesus, Andy, like, why are you so self-deprecating? You like legit make me depressed sometimes.
It's just part of the fun. Do you really think I believe anything I say like that?
I know personally. I know.
Next to Julian is Dave, Anime King Holloway. How are you, Dave?
Good. This is going into the order that I'm expecting now.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna.
Seemed like Zoom's shuffled around to what the normal.
All right. Next to Dave is the 2020 man himself, Bill Johnson. How are you?
I'm good.
You're very bright.
Looks like I look so white in this.
Mm-hmm.
Clean white shoes, Johnson.
Yeah, I know I'm the whitest one here, but Jesus.
Oh,
Bill, I think you have the privilege filter on right now. So.
That was fantastic.
Beautiful.
And next to Bill is the Dom Catalano with a brand new background. Dominic, describe.
I think this is from 2010. Apparently, Bill Johnson. I don't know what he's doing. It's terrifying. You look at it, you just he's in pain or in pleasure. Or both, I don't know. So
move your head a little bit too. Move your shoulders. He's like holding someone's hand. Oh no, I can't tell if that's Bill's hand or not.
Bill.
It looks like I'm praying.
It's a really good church. That's if church don't look like that, don't invite me.
It ain't a church.
All right, and finally is Greek Lightning himself, Mr. Tom Kairos. I like that couch,
long
Tom.
Time no see. Thank
long
you.
time
Thank
no
you.
see, right? Exactly. Wink, wink. All right, so the topic again of today's bracket is the worst mistake that we've made as Bracket Up. So we all came up with our own individual mistake that we thought happened, and then we got a guest, I believe, to comment on what their mistake that we made would be. And Andy M's got the screen share going, so we're going to take a look right now and start up the tournament. So the very first matchup is Don't Wake Daddy. Oh, God. I can't. I can't fucking read it.
Don't Wake Daddy going
furthest in the dumbest game bracket.
The dumbest
that
toy it should be.
All right. Oh, the dumbest children's toy. All right. That was a Dominic choice. And then the crayon episode in general from Bill. That was going to be one of mine, too.
That was definitely going to be
I considered
mine.
it.
Wow.
While I was not part of the crayon episode, it just sounded that no one enjoyed themselves. I think in theory, it's like we're chewing the fat, talking ideas. Like, hey, let's do this. It sounded like a fun one, but thank God I was not there for that one because it sounded like
There were several reasons why that one was trash.
How long was it? How long was it? Like a 2
hours and 6 minutes.
So long. But I think the biggest mistake is that we didn't do 128 crowns.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's what 2021 was for. We could always do it later.
I honestly think that could be a good idea for an episode.
No, I've already learned my lesson.
No.
Bill, you don't learn, you damn fool.
It's not going to be like double the length. It's going to be 4 times the length.
No. I mean, well, yeah, that's true. I think the crayon episode could have been a funny, good one. It just, everything went wrong.
Dominic, you want to explain why Don't Wake Daddy isn't going to win this matchup?
I'm not gonna lie. When you text me this, I kind of a last minute thing. Then had a couple of drinks last night. And I was like, this is the first thing that popped in my head. So I mean, I know this is a losing battle. it's a fun game. That's all I'm gonna say.
This is going to be
Sneak around.
Dominic's biggest mistake of 2021.
I mean, if that's the biggest mistake of this year, I did okay then. So, but
I don't think we need to
I think we
discuss
all
this
know.
any further.
I think we all know
think
this
we
one.
know.
So,
Yeah, Cran.
Going with
Crayon.
Daddy. Wait, what? No, don't
Crayon
with Daddy.
episode.
I'm hoping for the Cran episode.
Grand episode.
You
Crayon
guys don't talk
episode.
about it fondly at all.
Dominic, do you want to give your vote to your or do you want to just join the crowd?
I just remember you being a kid, like 8 years old at Christmas, and your dad
Oh, yeah, 8
apparently something
Yeah.
with your dad or something like that.
Just for the, so it's not a sweep. Give me, don't wake.
Don't wait, Dad.
Oh, this is going to be a quick one.
Imagine it's 2022, a horror movie.
Yeah.
I'm saying it'd be a good horror movie.
No,
Don't
this is
wait.
movie.
All right, it very well could be a quick one, but our next matchup is going to be the cum T-shirt not winning in dumbest wrestling shirt, and that was Tom's. God damn it, Tom! And that's going against Donkey Kong 64, getting to the final four in best N64 game. And Andy, this one was yours.
Yeah, and I'm still salty about it to this day.
So that's not a mistake.
It's an
though.
absolute mistake.
DK64 is a
Are you
awful,
saying
awful
it's
game.
Awful.
Should have gone to
It
the
was
awful.
great.
I
It was
didn't
great.
think it was
for the
that bad of a
time.
game.
It should have won.
It
No,
should've won,
it
probably.
I had these three, Jarek, Bill, and Dominic, like, oh, it's so good. It's so good.
Oh,
The whole
no.
fucking time.
It's a
The
great game.
whole
You needed
fucking
me on
game.
that episode to tell you you were all wrong.
Yeah.
Awful game.
I would
I
say
liked that
I said
game.
awful earlier. It's not
I liked it.
awful. It's just not fun. It gets so tiresome so quick. It's like, oh, I gotta switch the monkey.
what was
gotta
the
go
first
back
thing
to
it
the
went up
barrel.
against?
Oh, gotta switch again. It's
great.
It's so bad. It's so,
So what
bad.
did win the? I had to leave during the wrestling T-shirt one.
This one.
What beat out the Cummy boy?
It was a
Come
shirt
on.
of a wrestler named Bray Wyatt, and the shirt said, "Now watch me hit. Now watch me Bray Bray."
Wasn't there like a really overtly racist one?
There were a couple of those, I believe.
Well,
I think
no,
we
there-
avoided voting for it just so that it wasn't talked about anymore. Just so
Uh,
we
I
didn't have
think
to
the idea
revisit the
behind
topic.
Yeah, it was agreed that it was the worst one, but we're like, let's.
but it wasn't in spirit of competition, I guess.
Yeah, the idea of it was the winner of that was second place.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
That probably makes sense. I gotta go with the cum T-shirt because there's nothing wrong with the
Donkey Kong
I'm going-
64 beat Yoshi's Story, Cruisin' USA,
Yeah,
Pokemon Snap,
Yes.
easily.
Yes.
Yeah, look,
Oh,
Diddy Kong
There's a worse
Racing
than
finally beat
Cruisin'
it.
USA.
getting to the final four is easily my vote. How does it beat
Oh, yeah.
Pokemon Snap? Y'all are
how does
high.
it beat
Pokemon
Cruising
Yeah, the first two I
USA?
can see.
Yeah.
Cruising USA
DK.
is beautiful.
Cruising
I'm
USA
voting
is
for the
great.
one mine because it's obviously the worst offense here.
My sister
good
got
cum
stuck in
T-shirt.
a wall during Pokemon Snap. I don't trust it.
There wasn't for the T-shirt one, but I mean, and DK64 for the time, it's what we needed. It was pre-pandemic.
No, it wasn't.
It was pre-pandemic. We need a post-pandemic DK64.
Oh no! As long as
And,
I
No,
instead
it's
instead
so
of
bad.
like was it in
64 though.
DK64, you had to go to a barrel. In the new one for the Switch, you had to put a cartridge for each character. Then so you had to plug it.
no, it gets in spirit of DK64.
And you have to buy the cartridge each time. It doesn't
You
come
need
with
one
other
of those
ones.
amiibos.
That is in completely in
amiibo.
spirit of the game.
Yeah,
Let's
there
make
you
it
go.
You said you
harder.
got an amiibo.
You need a full collection of amiibos.
I'd buy a Lanky
Speaking
Kong
of-
amiibo. The best thing of that game.
Watch your mouth now. Watch your mouth. I'm going for the T-shirt though, because I don't.
Also, we didn't even talk about Funky Kong. What an addition!
Lanky Kong, you mean? Because Funky
Oh,
Kong was in it from game one.
Yeah,
was
Funky
it really?
Lanky Kong is the only good edition of Donkey Kong 64. That is the
Oh.
only redeeming quality of
I
Donkey
like
Kong
Kong.
64.
We can still talk about
I
fun.
like
Also-
all the new Kong.
Funky Kong sucks in DK64. He's
Yeah,
some
he's
like
great.
military surplus dealer.
That's hilarious.
You ruined Funky Kong.
He's like,
Yeah,
That's not funky.
He
He's the
Games,
exact
guys.
opposite
I
of what
have some
Funky Kong
Kongs.
is.
Dave, who do you think inspired?
Don't
Metal
tread
Gear
on
Solid,
me,
you know?
bros.
You know,
Not
That's,
Funky Kong.
It was, the Private Wars, PMCs.
Funky Kong's the arms dealer.
Get out of here. DK64 sucks.
I'm also going to vote for Val Venus's "Come" T-shirt not winning because I wanted it to win because it was an awful T-shirt.
I think
I'm
Tom's
doing
got the
the
vote.
T-shirt. Yep.
Yes.
This is going to be on it next year. The DK64 should never be redeemed in any way.
All right, the other four of us, we
Fucking
need to make a
bad.
blood pact never to let that thing win.
No.
Demons.
Okay. I'm gonna write some Donkey Kong fan fiction for the pod.
Hell yes.
Do it.
Cruising USA beat Pokemon Snap. Absolute disgrace to the name
That
of
is
Bracket Up.
ridiculous.
I voted for Cruising USA.
Disagree.
All right, our next matchup here, Halo 3 getting on the. I can't read that. It's.
I'll tell you.
on the
Okay,
bracket.
I'll read them. So Halo 3 getting on the best soundtrack bracket over Halo 1, and that was guest pick from Roy.
Okay.
And then we have Sonic 3 soundtrack losing immediately, also from the game soundtrack episode from
Right.
Julian.
Okie dokie.
I mean, arguably, any Halo soundtrack is relatively similar. So, like,
That's a good point.
Which
And I
one?
think
I don't
3 is the
know.
best rendition of it.
My argument is
Personally.
Sonic 3 wasn't even the best Sonic soundtrack on that
What-
playlist on that
what
list.
was the
So you
Sonic-
get out of here,
They
Julian.
got beat out to butt rock.
Yeah,
Michael
Butt Rock-
Jackson produced this shit, and it got beat out to butt rock. Michael
did
Jackson.
any of these butt rockers get accused of some not nice things like Michael
did
First
Jackson?
of all-
Sonic 3 lose to?
Probably.
Listen,
He's dead. Leave him alone.
What did it lose
You don't
to?
know if
Yeah.
he did any of that
Julian, you
stuff.
just need to live and
fucking
learn.
people
Shut
didn't
up,
leave him
I hate
alone
you.
while he was alive, and now people can't leave him alone while
I know,
he's dead.
right? Like seriously, like people
Sonic-
are saying-
And he was found not guilty.
Are we talking about
exactly.
Yeah,
There's just a
exactly.
media
That-
pile on Michael Jackson. Just because
Oh,
he
I thought
had
we were talking about
issues doesn't mean he was a kitty
Oh.
diddler, okay?
Um,
He said the kid he did.
He had his
God.
problems.
I'm not going
He
to
wasn't a
stand on
criminal.
either side of the argument here. I don't know.
I know he's not a criminal, but he's pretty smooth.
I wouldn't hang out with him. That's what I'm gonna say.
I'm just here saying it's not the best Sonic soundtrack.
I think
will-
it is the
yeah,
best
I mean-
Sonic
No, it's
soundtrack.
not. Because
It
no,
is.
Sonic Adventure 2 Battle's the best.
Thank you. I
Fuck
put that on
no.
the list.
Escape
Fuck you, Julian.
First of
Oh,
all,
wait.
Spawn of Ronald Reagan, chill out. You don't even know. You didn't even...
Sonic 3 lost to Cadence of
Seriously.
Hyrule.
Also,
Yeah.
a better
The
soundtrack.
not
Cadence
Butt
of
Rock.
Hyrule
That's
was
the
actually
only-
pretty dope. But other than
Yeah.
that, Sonic 3 soundtrack was great. It took so much influence from a lot of songs that a lot of people know.
Yeah, Doom
I
did too
guess-
and did it better. So I don't see why Sonic 3 is anything special. It
I
lost to a
guess
better
I-
soundtrack.
I have
It
to
didn't
think about
sample
this,
as well as Doom, and it wasn't even the best Sonic soundtrack. That's
It
three
is the
strikes,
best
Julian.
Sonic soundtrack. What's better? Aside
Sonic Adventure 2. We just
Okay,
Sonic
there's
Heroes.
only like 3 songs. 3 songs on Sonic Adventure 2 Battle that you like. That's it. All
no,
the rest
I
of them
like
are
all
trash.
of them. I gave you
Even
a long list
Amy's, even
into
Amy.
this
Would you do
spreadsheet.
Amy and Tails? Would you sing the whole Tails song? Sing the whole
That
Tails
doesn't.
song
They
right
don't have to
now.
all be bangers. There's so many of them,
Terrible.
Julian.
Is
Rouge
this
was
game
terrible.
Big the cat.
Okay,
The-
so all right,
I don't remember.
well, I was on part then, but if you like think about it, here's a lyric from Sonic Heroes, and what goes up must come down, yet my feet don't touch the ground. See the world spinning upside down, a mighty crash without a sound.
Beautiful.
I mean, that's better than some lyrics.
Yeah,
I've
Julian,
heard
could you
in some
sing
songs.
anything on Sonic 3? Oh yeah,
Terrible.
Didn't
that's
need
right.
lyrics to be dope. That shit was dope.
Yeah, no.
Didn't need lyrics. Could you
You're
imagine
insulting
listening to
Crush
him?
40's
Which
beauty
one
and
is
grace.
More of a mistake here in this instance.
I'm voting the Halo one because I ain't
Sonic
voting for the
3.
Sonic one.
Sonic
Halo 2 had the best soundtrack. So I'm gonna vote for Sonic 3.
I don't think the Halo 3 one is that big of an issue, and while I do think Sonic 3 should have lost to Cadence of Hyrule, I can at least agree with the emotional reason for why it's on this list. So I'm going with
Thank
Sonic
you.
3.
I'm gonna go with Sonic 3 because
Oh,
the
yeah,
Halo
but-
3 one doesn't make sense to me.
I get it. I mean, Halo 1 is kind of what kicked off Halo's great soundtracks. It's
Well, sure, 'cause
probably
it's the
more
first-
iconic.
Yeah.
First of many things kick off a lot of other things. Yeah, I'll go with the
why?
Sonic 3 soundtrack, even though I still think Cadence of Hyrule is a better soundtrack. But
I don't
think it's just a
understand why
bad
people are
matchup
voting for it when
Sonic
we've
3.
already determined it lost to a better option.
Because it's got a more emotional
It's
and
just-
like valid reason.
Just
You don't
between
know.
these
Roy
two.
isn't
Just
here to
between
argue
these
his
two
point.
Is what I'm saying.
Well,
If someone said, "Hey, here's Halo 1 through 3 soundtrack. Pick which game," I'd be like, Halo.
Well, yeah, to be honest,
That's
I don't
it.
think
That's it.
One of these is a mistake. Neither of them are a mistake.
So
Maybe the
I guess
mistake was-
by default, I like Julian's admiration for Sonic 3, so I'm gonna go with
Yeah,
Sonic 3.
he seems way
Get
more
ready to
passionate.
get spanked by the
Sorry,
crayon
Roy.
episode.
Oh no!
I hope this doesn't turn Roy off from listening to the podcast.
he's like, I'm done. You've
I
lost your
don't
biggest.
care.
He's our only fan. Our only
Tell him
listener.
to chill out and listen to Sonic 3 or Sonic Adventure
Yeah.
2 Battle.
Me personally, I think Halo 2 has the best reload animation compared to Halo ODST, but that's a conversation for a different day. So
No, someone still needs to vote.
Who didn't vote?
I voted.
Voted.
Did anyone else vote
I
3?
did.
Meh, we're good.
Yeah.
All right. Last matchup is the Bunger sweeping the best bug we'd like to be bracket
Who
against
put that one in?
me, and then
Boom.
Banjo beating Kirby in best N64 game. So
All right,
here's the thing. I like the Bunger. I really do. I think it's awesome.
I really think the Bunger is
No-
great.
It was great, but I really think we should have kept it to actual real things. And the fact that it won, it swept every single time. It didn't lose a vote in 4 rounds. It was like 19-0. Nobody ever
was
voted
that one?
against the fucking Bunger.
What is
Bunger,
that?
Bunger,
I
Bunger.
listen to like a little bit of
Wait,
this.
Okay.
is this real?
Please pull up an image
No.
of Bunger.
It's not a real
so,
thing.
It is. Imagine a sentient burger, but it's got curly fry legs and like fry tusks,
What the fuck?
and it walks around. It walks around going bunger 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 bunger.
So basically, a Democrat.
Bunger bunger bunger
That's not a mistake. That's the best. I would want to be
bunger
that.
bunger bunger.
I want to vote for it again.
What
Just
is
looking
this
at
from?
it.
It's from Bug Snacks.
Snacks.
It's a bug.
But now Dave has to explain
You
why he thinks Kirby 64 is better than Banjo Kazooie.
You
Because
guys have
Banjo's
this-
not a good game.
Yeah,
Period. Banjo's not a good game. The best Banjo game is Banjo Nuts and Bolts. That is the best Banjo game.
I've
He
honestly
speaks
it is
the truth,
not-
so.
Oh man.
It's not a Banjo Kazooie game, but it is the best Banjo game because it's not a Banjo Kazooie game. It is not fun to play. If you've gone back to play it recently, it's not fun. The challenges in the game are just absurd and garbage. The only good thing is the character. The only redeeming quality of Banjo Kazooie is the character and the series of Let's Plays from a VTuber. That's it. The only
I
good things
But yes,
about
I
Banjo.
can see if
I
he
respect
doesn't
you
like
less
Donkey
as a
Kong
person now.
64. I can see why he wouldn't like
Sorry.
that either. 'Cause they're very
Donkey
similar.
Kong 64 is a worse Banjo Kazooie. That's how bad Donkey Kong 64
I
is.
mean, I agree with
Holy
that.
shit.
I agree that TK64 is a worse Banjo Kazooie, but
Kirby
both
is a fantastic game. Kirby
not
64, you combine powers. So it's like, oh, I got the cutter, like the boomerang cutter, and now I got the spike thing, and I'm going to combine them, and I got a new ability. It was so
I
good,
love that game.
cute art
I
style.
love that game.
The
yeah,
both-
Perfect,
they're
like
both great games. They're both great then. But what's better, Kirby making his little noises or
okay, you named the third good thing about Banjo Kazooie.
I'll say some people don't moan in ears. I'm going over here.
Could you just communicate that way through the rest of the episode?
I don't think either of these are mistakes.
I don't either.
Either.
Honestly, if I had to pick
Hey, if
one,
you want to
it's that-
reframe this, maybe Banjo should not have been going up against Kirby then. That if you want to reframe it
yeah,
that
but
way.
I can't change
The
random.
seating was off. You
Can't
know?
change
But we
random.
don't pick the seeding. ever.
Sure, but it was off. It should not have gone up against it from this random seed.
But it did. I mean, Paper Mario lost to Super
If-
Mario 64, and Paper Mario should have gone way further. It just ran
If
into a
we're all
juggernaut. It's what
if we're all in
happens.
agreement that the Bunger is fantastic and should have gone on, then at least there's that small aspect of maybe Kirby should have been against something else.
I kinda
That's a
get what you're
mistake.
saying there. I
but-
could see another reality where Kirby 64 made it to the Final Four.
No.
If it had like another path.
No, because you would have found a way to get Donkey Kong 64 there, you heathen.
If it didn't come up against the Titan of Donkey Kong 64, you know what I'm saying?
You disgust me.
I love the Kirby 64. I love
It's so good.
that game.
I think I
got it.
relate more to Jarek's, like, okay, you know, the other goofy ones, the Scorpions and the Volkswagen Beetle, they lost. It was like, haha, they're on the bracket, he, and then the Bunger wins every single vote.
It's
Bunger
hard because
is-
I
The
agree
Bunger
with that
is
until I saw
fun.
a picture of the Bunger, and then I was like, well, yeah. That's,
But it's
Bunger,
not
Bunger,
even
Bunger.
real.
it might be my
Bunger,
favorite.
Bunger,
Well,
Bunger.
neither were the Scorpions.
I'm gonna vote for this one just because I disagree that Banjo is not a better game than Kirby.
I guess I have to.
I gotta go with the Banjo one.
Yeah,
Oof.
Banjo for me.
I'm going with the
Banjo.
Bunger. I mean, I don't know. I like Bunger. I like this first time being introduced. You know, my first exposure. I like it.
It's also a great name.
Yeah. Plus, Bunger. I mean, if anything, I'm like,
There's something
Shit,
about
the-
the Bunger. I feel like it deserved to win. So. This is hard,
But
I'm
do you
gonna go
really
with
think Banjo didn't deserve to beat Kirby?
it's some. I would rather play Banjo than
I'd
Kirby
rather say-
64 right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I like
I
me some
guess-
Play it
Banjo.
I
again.
guess I'll
Play it
go with
again and come
Bunger.
back to me.
I'll go with
Play it
Bunger.
again. Everyone who says that, play it again and come back to me.
I've played.
I'm saying the last time I
played
played,
it
last time I
really
played,
recently.
last time I played Banjo was 2000 when they were was it for the Xbox Arcade back in 2009, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Still, I
Do
thoroughly
you like
enjoyed
2009 Dom, or do you think 2009 Dom had issues?
it.
Wow.
You like 2020 Dom, or you think 2020 Dom has issues?
Yeah. Yeah, we
Every Dom has different issues and different.
Yeah, every year of Dom is improvement over the previous year Dom. But do you like the one that's 10 years ago?
My personal
I mean-
favorite's 2017 Dom.
Ooh, that was good. That was a good addition. That was a good addition. You
Hey,
know.
Dom.
It's been downhill from there though.
Yeah.
Dominic,
Ever
what
since
are
he
you doing?
switched production to China, I don't.
Yeah. Quick question though, on a complete side note. Shit, I lost my train of thought. But go on. Let's go. Go back.
Julian,
back.
Jarek, and Dom.
He'll
I'm
come back.
waiting
I
on
literally-
you guys, I think.
I'm going for the Bunger. Bunger. I'm a fan. I love it. I mean, why didn't it win? I don't know.
It did
No,
win.
it did win.
It
won
It did
every
win? Oh,
time.
Did
Yeah,
win.
it did win.
It won the overall thing.
It
Yeah.
won
Yeah.
every
Yeah.
single vote.
That's
Oh,
what this
fuck
is
yeah.
saying, is it shouldn't have won.
It
Oh,
won
see, this is-
16 to 0. 16 to
see.
0.
Andy, you were on that episode though. You could have.
I know.
voted against it.
And I was overcome by the perfect storm of Bunger, Bunger, Bunger. Its little curly fry legs.
It's
and
also a
cheese powder
barbecue
body.
What
Bunger?
should have taken a vote away from Bunger?
Literally any
Hey,
of the
what
other
is- What is
things.
your vote?
I'm voting for the Bunger.
I got you in. Yeah.
I'm going Banjo beating Kirby.
You really think?
Are you
Kirby's
still
better
going
than
Bunger,
Banjo?
Dom? Now that you understand what the actual question was?
I mean,
I did enjoy
yeah, I mean, I
Kirby.
have to. I mean, I still think Banjo's better. I think Banjo
Okay.
is.
I played
Damn.
both games. I had fun.
I was with you,
both.
Dave. I was with you 100%.
Yeah.
Dave brought
It's
up a good
Banjo
point
is
when
better
it
than
comes-
Kirby.
Yeah,
Ow.
I mean it is.
It is.
Ow. Dave brought up a good point when it comes to being able to combine abilities.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, it's
one
so
mechanic.
sick.
Dave just hates collectathons. We've got it.
Yeah, collectathons are what I like though. That's my.
Hey, Hat in Time is all right. It's a better Banjo Kazooie because it's not restrained by the crappy designs of the 90s.
Did you say Cat in the Hat in
So
time?
all the
No, Hat in Time.
Or bracket.
Hat in the Hat
Oh.
in time.
Hat in Time
I
is a spiritual, like similar game.
I was
but
so
it's,
close.
So basically, it's called the
modern
rip-off.
sensibilities.
Let's go to the semifinals.
Yeah, all right. Next up is, again, the Crayon episode in its entirety. And Val Venus's cum t-shirt not winning worst wrestling t-shirt.
Well, I'm voting
episode.
Crayon. I had to live through that.
So
Yeah.
I almost, instead of the Cran episode, I kind of wish I would have picked, because Andy would have picked the Cran episode if I didn't do this. I almost wanted to pick that Rick and Morty beat the Simpsons in the
Well, you're wrong.
animated episode. That was crazy to me, and I just want to personally say that I was against that decision. I was not on that episode, and come at me, Dan Harmon.
Well, Bill, I from the beginning of this was not gonna pick the Crayon episode. It was my number 2, but I can't get over DK64 in the final 4.
Oh yeah,
It's
I forgot.
just criminal.
But again, you lost.
I know. It blows my mind.
You know what? You would really like the animated Donkey Kong 64 series.
Oh, I've seen it. I know exactly what that is.
I remember
Where
as a
they
kid, I was
hang out on
excited.
Konga Bonga Island.
Yeah. Yeah,
I remember
they
being-
have musicals every episode. One about coconut cream pies or something.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
I think
Okay.
when I was a kid, I was excited to watch that show. Like, oh my god, this is,
Yeah, it's pretty great.
It's got scary Donkey Kong. Hold on. You guys could talk this through, although I don't think you need to.
I mean, I'm gonna vote for the
a
Cran
side note though.
episode. It was
I already
terrible.
know what it is. It's a Crayon episode.
Yeah, Cran episode.
Yeah, Cran episode.
I'm sticking with mine.
Here's
Good
scary
man.
Donkey Kong and scary Funky Kong.
Oh.
Yeah, listen, if you want to talk about what ruined Funky Kong
look
the
at
most,
how-
it's definitely this show.
Donkey Kong's ass is in one of those pictures. Look at those cheeks.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to change my Zoom background to support DK64. Hang on, because we're getting a lot of slander here on DK64.
Hey, little buddy.
I ain't fucking with that. So
So what was the 6-1?
Yes.
yeah, I'll go the Cran.
It's if you live through it, you just know.
I think we need to redo the Cran episode.
No, I will never
Here we
do
go.
another crayon.
Remastered.
Release it-
Cran episode
release it in-
remastered.
Here, I'm supporting my
Remastered
DK.
edition of the Cran episode.
Here we go.
On its background.
She
In
did
support
die,
of-
I think, was it 64 or 3 that she died?
She
That she was a ghost.
she was in 3, but in 64 was
She's a
dead.
ghost,
So
she's
she
a
died
ghost.
in
You had the
64.
page to come in and be like, "Woo! In order
The
to
Donkey
save, you
Kong
have to."
lore is surprisingly rich and elaborate. The story alone puts it in the final 4 of N64 games.
You don't get that from Cruising USA.
Good.
All right. Next in our semis, the Sonic 3 soundtrack losing, and then the Bunger sweeping the entirety of its bracket.
I guess the Sonic
Wow.
3.
Yeah.
Easily Sonic 3.
Bunger's.
The Bunger's
I'm
just
going
great.
with Bunger because there's
Really?
too much stacked up against Sonic 3.
Bonger, bonger, bonger.
It's just
I mean, I don't think either of these are really a mistake.
Yeah,
Look,
Bunger
it's
loves
all of
ketchup.
us where we were passionately hurt by the show.
The two that I think were a big mistake actually on this was the cum t-shirt and the Cran episode.
Bill already had his championship.
Maybe the Don't Wake Daddy game, but I wasn't there for that.
No, I'm telling you, DK64 hurts me
I'm
inside.
gonna go with the Bunger one.
I think this is gonna end up being
No,
a 5-2.
you
I
You put the
assume
wrong
shit.
one, Andy.
Oh yeah.
He said Bunger.
Yeah, I know. Oh,
said
he did?
Bunger.
Yeah,
Oh,
Bunger.
shit.
Bunger.
Yeah, I'm also going Bunger because it's mine.
Oh shit.
Who's the
Who's left?
tiebreaker?
I'm gonna go
Nevertheless,
with I like
Bunger.
the Bunger. I like the Bunger. I'm a fan of the Bunger.
Whoa.
So I'm going with Sonic.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
What if you look at the bracket? Sonic 3 got exactly what Sonic 3 deserved.
Fuck you.
I have really no big feelings about the Sonic 3 soundtrack, to be honest.
Yeah, this one's a sweep. At the end
Yeah,
here, I think.
anyone voting against Crayon?
This one
No.
just makes me feel
Oh,
sad. All of
obviously.
you were like, I'm really passionate that this was a mistake. This one is like my own personal demon coming back
Yeah.
to haunt me.
Yeah, I'm going Crayon.
Bill, you never we need to buy for school and everything. It's like, Dad, I need some crayons. Crayons? Crayons?
Got PTSD.
That the Cran episode is what basically launched the podcast. I was like, it would be really funny.
And it was so bad.
I remember we talked about. We're like, that's it. That's a funny idea.
If
We
that
should do
idea
that.
didn't exist, I don't think the podcast would have existed.
All right, so that's going to wrap up our biggest mistake of 2020. Once again, Bill winning, sweeping.
Yeah,
That's 2 in a
this
row
also
for Bill.
feels like a loss.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Bill. This is a big W, a big L.
Big L, but also a small W.
I got about 75% L, about 25% W here. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this short little episode. For everyone else here on Bracket Up, I'm Andy Jarek. Our worst mistake of 2020 was just the Cran episode in general. So hopefully you all go and listen to it and drive up our views. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well.
The best part is my daughter is crying through 30% of the episode.
Yeah, it's just, yeah. I want to know.
Nothing good about the episode.
Did Roy?
Stop, Daddy.
Did
stop.
Roy, our #1 fan, listen to the Cran episode?
I don't
can't
think so.
imagine
I think he just didn't. He might have
Well, actually,
started and just said no.
How many views do we have on that one on like YouTube?
All our YouTubes are real low.
10.
I look at
10 views.
Not bad.
They're all low. I look at the Spotify stuff, and it was also pretty low on Spotify.
Yeah.
What color won? Actually, I never.
I think
Oh.
blue green beat
Blue,
blue
Blue.
blue green beat green blue.
Spoilers. I still think we need to do a podcast where we rename all the poorly named crayons. I think we should change this to a crayon podcast.
I'm done with crayons forever.
Blue green beat sea green 3-1. That's the.
But my favorite murder would be like my favorite crayon. So it's like my favorite crayon.
I
This
know we
week's
named
sponsored
one
by-
crayon- We renamed one crayon to be Biden Blue.
We did. Was that going to be cornflower?
No,
Or is it a different one?
it's a different one.
Oh, man. All right, guys. I think that'll do it for best, worst bracket up mistake of 2020. Go listen to the Cran episode, everybody. Have a great rest of the year and have a great 2021.